Hello and welcome to another What Sold video. This is everything that sold for me from August 8th to August 14th, and I should let you all know that I was actually in vacation mode, that my store was in vacation mode for half the week because I was at FlipCon. So another reason why I really love this job is that I can still be making money while on vacation, and all the sales I had to share with you is eBay because eBay is my main bay and seeming the only platform that's performing for me for August besides Whatnot, but that'll be, like I said, a later video. So I'm gonna scoot over here and let's go ahead and get started. Speaking of Whatnot, I offered the Stephen King Carrie novel. It was brand new for $2 on Whatnot. Nobody took me up on my offer, so sold it on eBay for $7.87. I do free shipping on eBay for my books because I'm doing a promotion where you buy 3 books, you get 1 free, and free shipping is included in that. Still haven't got anybody take me up on my offer yet, but I am steadily adding more and more books, so hopefully soon. And it's like all media, so it's also the records and stuff too, so fingers crossed we get another one besides the lovely viewer that took me up on my offer. This is a pair of level 99 jean shorts. This is actually free to me. These came from the wonderful donation that Ernie and Carolyn gave me, so 100% profit, sold for $8, and the buyer paid for shipping. Miss Moxie has joined us, or at least her bottom half has. There she is. There's Miss Moxie. Hello, baby. I know you guys were like, where is she? She was just sleeping. There's a basket of clothing down here that she has a tendency to lay in and sleep. I really should move it so she can't do that anymore. And that way you can see her cute little face. This is something I picked up at Diversity Thrift because I thought it was beautiful. It was a lovely pastel floral necktie from the 80s, and it was a short necktie, and I paid $1 for it at Diversity Thrift during their power hour. So glad somebody else thought it was beautiful and paid me for it. This is actually a thank you to a viewer. Jenna, thank you so much. She bought this absolutely gorgeous 80s sweater that was going to be added to my lovely collection of vintage sweaters if it didn't sell this winter. But Jenna did buy it for me. She paid $18 for it and also for shipping. I think I paid like a few dollars for this. So Jenna, I hope you love it. It was absolutely gorgeous, and I'm so glad I know it went to a good home. This is an Eileen Fisher sweater. This was linen, and it sold for $19. I am picky about Eileen Fisher. It normally has to be made out of silk, wool, or linen for me to pick it up, or it has to be really special looking. So I am glad that this one, to me, was special looking because it was green. Unfortunately, or I should say, fortunately, it was a small, so it didn't fit me. So it did get to go onto a new home. $19, and they paid for shipping. This is a Knox Rose piece. I talked before about picking up Knox Rose because I got served a bunch of Kaylee Elaine videos where she's had success with it. I did not understand that the pieces that she picks up because of the sell-through rate is the larger sizes, so XL to XL. Did not know that, but I did pick up a few pieces that did not fit that criteria, and this one sold after about a year for my full asking price of $17.87. This was a medium, absolutely gorgeous piece, and I already got positive feedback from it, so I'm glad that that person enjoys it, and I know better now. This is another beautiful vintage piece. This was a color block banded bottom long sleeve polo. It was made out of like a sweatshirt material. It was just a wild piece. I actually got 2 of these. This brown one sold now. The gray, green, and blue one sold shortly after I listed it. So I'm just glad that this one also sold for $18 and the buyer paid for shipping. I think I picked these up at the bins, and if I didn't pick it up at the bins, it was an estate sale, so I paid like $2 or less for them. This was another free to me item. Brett gifted me a bunch of postcards, and this one sold. This is from the 50s from Knott's Berry Farm, which, if you did not know, is a theme park in California. Sold for my full asking price of $3.87, and the buyer paid for shipping. Postcards and stamps and trading cards that are ungraded can be shipped via regular standard envelope with tracking through eBay standard envelope. So that's why I could get away with only charging 65 cents, because it didn't cost me very much to ship this. Just put in a regular envelope with the big old label on it. Good to go. The next few items are actually another viewer sale by Stephanie. She bought all 3 of these beautiful vintage scarves from me. 2 were from the 50s, 1 was from the 60s. She paid $33.61 for this set of scarves, and then she also bought the Survivor vinyl for me, as well as a recipe cookbook as well. So if you look at here, you can see that she paid $21.74 for the record and the book, and then I refunded her some of the shipping because I was able to combine everything into one box. Actually, they requested that I send everything in one box, and so I was able to refund some of the shipping because of that. So Stephanie, thank you so much. I'm so glad that the scarves have a new home and that you all also getting to enjoy the vinyl haul that I purchased, and that some of the vinyl is going to some of you guys, because it's been a joy to listen to some of it. This is another viewer sale, another like big viewer sale. This is going to a different Stephanie. 2 different Stephanies. I'm not gonna give a last name because that's unnecessary, but this different Stephanie purchased a bunch of stuff from me. She bought this North Face large tank top from me that I think I paid $1 for that at Diversity. This 1952 copy of Neville Shute. Neville Shute is a UK author, considered a brilliant prose, like fiction writer. This is The Far Country. Found this at the bins for 25 cents, so I'm really glad that it went to a good home. Another postcard that was free to me from Brett. A vintage Otagiri Victorian House mug, which made me super happy that she purchased this, because you guys know how much I love buying and selling vintage Otagiri mugs. I was so grateful that somebody finally gave this a good home, and that I know it's going to a good home because Stephanie purchased it from me. So that she bought all 4 of those items, and I was able to give her a little bit of shipping back, not a lot, because again the mug kind of made it over £1, so I still had to send it priority, but I did refund the little bit of shipping overage that was there. So Stephanie, thank you for buying all of those items for me, and I do hope you're enjoying them, and it meant a lot to me that you bought them for me. This is an item I've had for a while. I love buying and selling Pearl Snap Western shirts. This is one of the brands that I have learned not to purchase unless it is a vintage piece. This is Plains Western wear. It doesn't cost a whole lot new, so that's why it doesn't retain a whole lot of value unless it's a vintage piece. Sold for $9.50. I paid $4.50 for this at a thrift store. This is a pair of Tommy Bahama glow-in-the-dark slip-on shoes. I think it's very funny that now that we are in the season that everybody is starting to look towards Halloween. Both actually pairs of these that I picked up have sold. You'll see the second set of these in the next video, next what sold video, I believe. But I found both of these pairs at the Dab in Williamsburg, and I picked them both up. I was hoping these 8.5s would fit me, but they did not. So they got sold for $15.90, and I believe I paid $5 for them at a thrift store. I love picking up these 90s knits, these 80s and 90s knits. They sell really fast for me. This sold for $15.90 on an offer, and they paid for shipping. This is just peak 90s. It's got the collar, it was full zip, horizontal stripes, just perfect. I loved it. I'm glad it went to a good home. This is something I've had for a very long time. I finally just accepted an offer on it. I've had this for like 2.5 years. This is a 50s vintage box purse. So it was an actual box purse that was covered in padded cloth. It had tassel decorations on it. It had, the print for the fabric was like Victorian style fabric where it had like a little lady dressed up in a Victorian outfit. Gorgeous piece. I paid $6 for this on an estate sale, and it finally sold on the offer for $22. Again, just glad that it finally sold and went to a new home because I've had this for a very long time. This is a Irish setter from Joseph Originals. I picked this up at the Goodwill next to the bins and the actual store because our bins doesn't have ceramic and glass. And I paid $4 for this at that thrift store, and it sold on an offer for $15 pretty quickly actually. I'm really happy about that. This did not sell very quickly. This is One Like No Other, which is a UK shirt brand that does have vanity sizing. And the only reason I know about this brand is because it came to me in a thread-up box, men's thread-up box. So I listed it finally, and it sold for $15.90. The sell-through rate here in the United States is just not worth picking up, but I will list it again if I end up getting it in another men's startup box. This was the best sale of the week. This was a great sale to have happened before I went to FlipCon. This was a vintage 90s leather crossbody purse, and if you've ever encountered like the classic Coach, not like the Y2K Coach that has all the C's and whatever printing on it, but like the classic Coach leather is so nice. And I got so excited when I found this. I found this in an estate sale. I only had to pay like a couple dollars for it, which was awesome. And it sold for $99.90. So this was amazing. Great way to send me off to a reseller YouTube convention. And I was super happy that this finally got a new home. I'm also super happy that this got a new home, because this is the third time that this pair has sold, and it is almost to the point where this person can't return it, because this pair of dance studio pants from Lululemon sold 3 times and was returned twice for fit. I put in there, this is a loose, baggy fit pair of their nylon lined dance pants. And I just could not get people to understand that. It's like they're meant to be loose and baggy. Like it's supposed to be like that 90s Y2K fit. Like where you got the itty bitty waist and like the round thing in your face, but it's just like Jenko's kind of. They're nice pants. And the first lady accused me of them being a fake, which they weren't. And then the second lady was just like, they just don't fit me. I'm like, okay, fine. Sold finally again, and I think they're at their forever home, $35.90. A buyer paid $10.40 for shipping. Again, because this was like the third time it sold, I basically didn't make any money off of this sale, but I got my money back and maybe like a tiny bit of profit, and I'm just glad they're no longer in my house. So I don't know. Unless they're for me, I probably won't pick up this style of pants again. Or I'll put it on Poshmark. I don't know. I just very frustrated with this pair of pants. Mostly frustrated that people don't read. And I put measurements in every single one of my listings. So, sorry, got a little heated. You can tell I was like really frustrated with that pair of pants. This is another vintage piece. Again, 90s knits do well for me. This was a tie front, open front cardigan, so it just tied around the waist or you could wear it open. The brand doesn't really matter. I just picked it up because of the style. Sold for $13. I paid a couple dollars for this. I knew it would sell pretty quickly once it got into sweater season, which we are now in, which makes me super happy because you know how I love my sweaters. This is a North Face piece. This was something I picked up at the Diversity Power Hour, I believe, so I paid $1 for it. Sold it for $11. Don't really pick up these tech shirts from the North Face unless I can get them for $1 or less, but they do sell $10, $15, and that sold pretty quickly for me. But that was everything that sold during the week. Again, I do love the fact that I can go away for half the week and still be able to make money. And again, this is not everything that sold for me through the week because I also have been doing whatnot auctions, but again, I will get that in another video. But until then, hope you guys have a good one, and I will see you guys later. Bye! Hero. Bye. Hero, hero. Hero, hero. I wanna be a hero, hero. Oh, the hero.